Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 emote, the blue emote. If you're currently a subscriber, you can go ahead and reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes, or you can be a lurker. Lurking is cool and fun. Lashbrook is here. Welcome, Lashbrook. This is the intro portion of the stream. Hello, Ghost Valve. I'm giving people time to come in and hang out. I'm letting people be fashionably late, which is cool. Aristovan is here. Welcome, welcome. Helter, Chris Skelter says, hey, Pat. Hey to you, Helter. Welcome. The folks here are throwing the emotes in the chat are subscribers, which is rad. Folks that are not subscribers, consider it. It's cool. Folks that are not followers, hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. If you're not following the channel right now, please do. My follower count right now is 1,795. I would love that to be 2,000 followers. Does that mean anything? Not really. Is it cool to see? Yeah, it is. They took away the views number, which was a good high number that I liked. But, oh yeah, 1,800 followers on here. That would be fun. Let's see if we can get there. So if you're not already following, go ahead and hit that follow button. A notification will pop up. I'll see your name on stream. It's nice. Then you know when I'm going live. Hey, we got the Raider Gundam right here. The Raider Gundam Full Mechanics. If you're unfamiliar with the Full Mechanics line, this is the second in that line. There's also the Calamity Gundam, which we built. The Full Mechanics line used to refer to something else. It used to refer to a 1/100 scale that was not quite a master grade, but definitely not a high grade. For Iron-Blooded Orphans, they were non-grades called Full Mechanics, and they had a complete, total interior. You built the entire interior skeleton, including putting stickers on it, which was always weird, and then you built the complete shell around it. The only exception to that would be like the claws had armor on it or whatever, like the hands, and the feet didn't have a skeleton. They were just the outside of the armor. But it was cool. It was a cool thing. Now it's back, and I thought the Full Mechanics was replacing the RE100 line because it doesn't have a full skeletal structure, but it does have cool bells and whistles that kind of feel like a real grade in the 100 scale. But they are still making RE100 kits, kind of, sort of, mostly just premium, but they're new. So I don't know. It's not a master grade, and it probably won't be for kits. It'll probably be for kits that they wouldn't do a master grade of. I'll say this. No polycaps. So it's all the regular ABS plastic. So no polycaps involved. Very few stickers. So it's color show accurate, and gimmicks, little tricks and stuff that they've got. They use the term gimmick point, which is fun. It's a fun thing to say, but it's got stuff like hidden in the shoulders. There's a gun. You can see that here. Hidden in the shoulders, there is a gun, and there's one on the other side as well. Just stuff like that. There's little things, little tricks that they call gimmick points, which is it is fun to say. I think there's a chest gimmick too, but I haven't figured out how to do that. Because the instructions are in English, but also aren't my favorite. They're just not my favorite. The legs have multiple points to recreate the transformation. Oh, yes. There is a transformation. This kit eventually will become a flyer. Hey. That's the only transformation, right? Let me ask you, chat. Can you think of a time, or can you think of a model kit that transforms, that doesn't just transform into a ship? Like, is there a Gundam that transforms into like a tank? Because I guess there are mobile suits that transform to be okay. There is at least one mobile suit. It's not a Gundam, but at least one mobile suit that has a transformation that makes it more versatile underwater. And Lashbrook, the Epion flies. the Epion is a twin-headed dragon, so it's still a flying thing. It's not like a space shuttle design, but it's still like it's closer to what I'm talking about in that it's a two-headed dragon, but it is a flight mode. Um, Although if it had been a two-headed tank dragon, that would be cool. Yes, last word. I didn't mean that it transforms into a jet, which I apologize that I was not clear enough. I mean, other than I guess that one mobile suit that like has like a undersea diving mode, are there any mobile suits or Gundams in particular that transform into like a tank or like uh, a car, like a very fast car? Probably not. Gun tank doesn't count. Because that's just taking a tank and throwing the top of a mobile suit on top of it. They're great, but they don't count in what my example I was going for. Somebody renewed their subscription and didn't hit the button. And thank you to whoever did. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. You could hit the button at some point if you wanted to, or maybe it didn't click over for you. Sometimes it doesn't click up the little notification so that you get the like it shows up in my activity feed, and I can be like, hey, well, hey. So I understand. What was I going to say? All right, I think I have given people time to come here. I can think outside the Gundam, but that's outside the thought. Okay. All right, Ghostval. Um, let's see. All right. It's Manga Monday. It's leg day because we're going to start on the feet and then the legs of this kit. I'm going to check my messages here. Oh, we got a nice... People like that. That's fun. Little interaction on a Discord about don't poke the bear. And then someone was like, also don't poke the bear. Spelled like my name. I was like, please don't poke the bear. The bear is very sensitive. The bear does not enjoy being poked. Also, it will be an issue if you start poking the bear on a Discord that I am a mod in. I will tell on you to the other mods and have one of them deal with it because that's not I shouldn't be dealing with that. Anyway, let's go to the overhead. Boop 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 boop. Overhead. There we go. You can see here's the Raider. There's our Raider. That's what we've done with our Raider so far, with its big weird open mouth that I hate. That I was like, am I wrong? Did I remember this wrong? I didn't remember it wrong. It's got a bad face. Anyway, let's get G's out here. We need the G's. Gotta get those G's. Gotta get the G's. So we're gonna start with the feet, and then we'll work up on our way on the legs. And we can do all of this at the same time up until I believe probably, there's a couple parts there like that are not asymmetrical, but you can't really do it at the same time. But a lot of the foundational elements of this we can do at once, which is cool. Geez nuts. There you go. Boom, Lord Crashington. Got them. Got them. All right, let's see. I got some thoughts and things to chat with you all about. I'm going to bring them up right now. I'm going to go over to my Google Doc full of stuff. Okay. My final thoughts on Tony the VTuber. That's Tony the Tiger VTuber. If you missed the stream on Saturday where I talked about it, here's the deal. Twitch is trying to do this whole thing where they will integrate your brand with a VTuber and they will do the whole shebang and make a thing for you and take care of you for a whole lot of money so you can appeal to the youths, I guess. Their first outing was a mistake because it was Tony the Tiger. Not because not because Frosted Flakes or Tony the Tiger shouldn't be interacting on the internet or shouldn't have brand partnerships and synergies or maybe even shouldn't be a VTuber, but the approach to it was bad. And also, this is a bad first step because, hey, welcome. Mingledorf saying, hey, Pat, hope you've been well. I have been well. Thank you very much. Welcome. We're building the Raider Gundam Full Mechanics, and I'm talking about the terrible idea to turn Tony the Tiger into a VTuber and do a stream, which happened. Now, they did say the first stream, that was the press release, was this was going to be the first one, which I don't think there will be a second, but maybe there will be. I don't know. So anyway, what was it? Well, they didn't announce what game it was, but there was going to be a competition. What could possibly go wrong? Indeed. There was going to be a competition. They were going to be people. They were not VTubers they brought in. They were flesh and blood streamers. And they brought them in. And Tony talked to them. I think he only talked to 3 out of 4 of them, which was weird. And Tony chatted with them about streaming and about the community and all this other stuff and competition. And then he left. And then 4 streamers played Fall Guys. And you heard me correctly. Tony the VTuber did not play Fall Guys with them. Tony came in at the beginning of the stream and then came in at the end of the stream to declare the winner of the tournament. Which is strange. Yeah, it's so weird, right? And chat was unhappy. So I think we should mention, if you were unaware, and bless you if you are, if you were unaware of this, Tony the Tiger has had an interesting social media in that furries were very excited about Tony the Tiger being on Twitter because it meant that they got to say things to Tony the Tiger that Tony the Tiger felt were inappropriate. So that's a thing. So they knew coming in, like before the stream started, emote only. And then slow mode. And then emote only happened a lot. And because this was Twitch this wasn't, hey, to be clear, this wasn't somebody in their social media team got the idea that they should stream and likes VTubers and put this whole thing together. No, this was a opportunity presented by the fine folks at Twitch. So they had a mod team ready and they had auto ban words ready. Now, we don't know for sure if the fact that somebody that was posting in that chat trans rights got auto modded or actually modded, because they deleted their post, and I don't know. But a bunch of people got banned for saying very sexually explicit things to Tony the Tiger VTuber. And then some people speculated, well, was this pre-recorded? They do a pre-record and then go live when it was time to play the game and then go back to the pre-record? Because they did some cuts, they did some camera cuts. Maybe they pulled back. We don't know for sure on the beginning part. Now, the second half, after the third segment, the post-gaming, when it's just time to talk about whatever and wrap up the stream, I will say that they were acknowledging things in the chat. They weren't directly communicating with it, but they were acknowledging things that had been said in the chat. So one could assume that the things that were being said there, that the Tony the Tiger VTuber referenced some of the games, was still vague, because one would imagine perhaps this VTuber does not know a lot about Fall Guys, which again was not mentioned what game they were playing. And then I haven't seen this before. While they started playing, a message came up to basically say, hey, the makers of this game are in no way involved with this stream. They had to have a disclaimer that was basically hey, we didn't ask them we didn't ask them for the game. They don't necessarily, they're not approving of what's happening here. Tony Tiger should think every game is great. You're not wrong. So anyway, that's it. There had been some speculation that maybe this was all pre-done, but there was references. Also I should say, for a thing that must have cost money and stuff money changed hands. Work was done for this. The VOD was not uploaded to Twitch. It was deleted from Twitch, and no clips appeared of this event. Now, that makes sense because the VOD would contain the chat. But it doesn't make sense from a you spent money on what standpoint where there's nothing to show for it except like a stream that happened. So that's wild as all hell. That there was just like no like record of this event. It's very weird and very strange. But somebody did upload the VOD to YouTube. So I did watch towards the end. I didn't watch them play Fortnite. Not Fortnite. Fall Guys. It wasn't Fortnite. It would have been interesting if it was Fortnite. I didn't watch them play Fall Guys because I don't really need to watch more people play Fall Guys. But like, what the fuck? What's happening? All right, so 6 has to go in. These don't. So like, what are we doing here? How does this? Okay, so this is gonna go in like this, I think. Sorry, everybody. I am not sure how this goes together, and so I am. Seems like this goes in. It's view from the side, which they're not doing a top down here. They're doing like a view from the side, and that was screwing me up. But now I have figured out what they want from me and how I'm supposed to get these parts of the leg together. I love the idea. The actual living people at Twitch thought this was a great idea. Great idea. So here's our deal, right? Again, bad person to start or bad brand to start with because of the sexually explicit fans of said thing. There will be a partnership that won't attract such horny people. One would assume eventually they will find some sort of brand that won't have such a horny. I mean, there will still have to have like moderation. It's just such a weird thing. I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, it's a brand with a cartoon character, but like, what are we like? What's going on here? Something stupid like Captain Crunch. Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm shocked the corporation tried to jump on a trend and didn't understand the ramifications of what they were getting into. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes. It is also the internet, so like everything's going to have a horny fan base. Like everything has a horny fan base. I understand. And you're like trying to find the right thing for this to work. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I mean, Crunchyroll has moderators, but Hime-chan is the example. He's just an extension of their brand. And it's a character that has existed somewhat, but hasn't really existed in the digital space like that. But has existed, as the mascot, and then they do some cartoons. They still do some webcomics for Hime. I cannot get this part together. This is very strange. I'm going to try it on this. Once I figure out how to get this like damn thing together, it'll be fine. It's just right now I am like struggling to get this bottom part connected to the top part here, which again should not be hard, but it is. I'll try going like this way, maybe. No, I'll try going like that. I don't know. For some reason, I can't get this to work. I'm gonna have my separator here. Mr. Clean is the next VTuber. Yeah, I mean, well, geez. It'll be interesting to see, like, where they go from there. Because obviously, it is in Twitch's best interest to the department of Twitch that was doing this. The part of the one would assume marketing team, whatever. Maybe there's a brand integration squad. Whoever they are. It is in their best interest for this to work or for them to continue doing this. But, again, it was just a bad starting choice. Okay, I can't fucking... Sorry. I hate that this is, like, taking so long for me to figure out. So this clicked into that. And then these are, like, here. I gotta go in like that. And then it says slide it down. And then this just should should theoretically shove right in, because there are access points there and here. I'm going to try to go in from the bottom. But like, this should snap together and it doesn't, and I don't know why it doesn't. And that sucks. But I don't want to break anything. I'm going to do it like a test fit without the ankle part and see if I can get that. No, it doesn't want to do. And these are definitely the right parts. It's a thing where, like, I bet I have to just put a little more force into it, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that about it. Just saw that the Internet Archive got a big archive of songs from mp3.com. Yes, there is a big archive of stuff. It does not have meta tags, so you can only search by song title, if I remember correctly. But now that it's out there and people know about it, one could imagine that perhaps some people will figure out a way to make it a little more searchable. All right, I got it. I got it. I don't know how, but I got it. So we'll do the other one in a minute here, and hopefully I'll get that. That'll be easier to do that other one. Oh, this is the wrong part, so we'll put that over here. That happens on occasion. I just end up taking the wrong part out. Yeah, that's very cool about the Internet Archive. That is a cool thing, and I hope people get to post some weird, fun, cool things out there and find some music they've been thinking of since the days of mp3.com. Hope they find some cool ass shit. I don't know. All right. So what else do I need? I need this one over here. Great. Let's do that. Pop this back. We are going to need H again, which is over here, which we'll get in a second. But we still have to do what we did here just again. Other things we can talk about. Reminder, this Wednesday, I am playing Arcade Paradise. I meant to play last Wednesday, but unfortunately had an issue where I couldn't stream. So I will be back to streaming this week. So this Wednesday, playing Arcade Paradise. Thursday stream, normal, continuing with this Raider kit. I don't think we're going to finish on Thursday, but we could finish on Thursday. I don't think we'll finish on Thursday, but we'll get more done on Thursday. And then Saturday, question mark. Saturday is a question mark because I will be heading out to New York on Friday, early Friday. And I do want to do a check-in stream. Like, hey, it's like halfway through my trip. Here's what I've done. Here's what I'm planning to do. Here's what I think of this Airbnb, whatever it is. If it's like, as far as I know, it's not going to be as weird as that one the first time I went to Philly, but it could be. And I'll kind of chat about like what's going on with me in the trip. That is TBD because I won't know until I get there if the upload is good enough for me to stream. So I won't know, but I would like to. And then Monday, so a week from tonight, my stream will start at 10 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 p.m. Eastern. So an hour later because my flight lands at 8 p.m. And if there's any delays, I won't be able to start at 9 anyway. So I'm just going to stay. And that way, like, I can get home and, like, relax for a fucking second before I stream. So the plan is right now to do 10 p.m. next Monday. So that's my schedule. Going to New York. Very excited about that. I have gotten all the videos that I would normally record in advance done. So I don't have to worry about that. Except for my Q&A. If you're at the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier on patreon.com/PatBaer, you get a Q&A that is exclusive to Patreon. And I will be doing this month's episode this week. I normally do it like at the very last minute of the month, but that would be this weekend. And I will be out of town. And I don't feel like recording it from New York while I'm doing other things. I have in the past done a Q&A while I did it at the convention center at PAX East during PAX East ones because I had forgotten that was on my list of things to do before I left and I didn't, so I just did it like at the convention center with very little voice, which was fun because I was able to talk about the con. But all right, I got that. This time took less. This took less time than the previous, so that's great. And now, let's see. Now I can put on H8, and then we will be done with the feet. And it will require. Oh, we can panel line a little bit because it does have some nice gray, but we'll put a little bit of marker on there. So yeah, that is the schedule. Again, normal stream on Wednesday. Back in it. Normal stream on Thursday. TBA on Saturday, 10 p.m. start time on Monday. And speaking of streaming stuff, I'll have a video out tomorrow about it because I always do a. I decided because it hasn't happened that often, but if somebody, a friend, an actual person I know in real life, and we are real life friends, if somebody that I know. Makes an offer for me to for like a model kit or a Lego set or something that they have that they would like to send me. That happened with the Stranger Things Upside Down house in the past, and also a couple. It's only been Lego. No one's ever been like, "Hey, I have the spare model kit. Do you want it?" But it's happened before. My buddy Adam, he and his girlfriend Anna decided that they were going to get into Lego during the beginning of the pandemic, like so many other people. Well, they're done with Lego, and they had some kits they never built. And they made an offer, and I've got 2 Lego sets, and then this weird, like, it's not paper craft, because it's kind of like, it's plastic craft, and I've never seen that before. I'm going to do some research on that, because I have no idea how those kits work, or if they're fun, or anything. So, that'll take a back seat, but the next thing I'll be building after this will be the 2 Lego sets, and both the Lego sets that they sent me, or that Adam sent me, are like mech themed. One is literally called the Exo Suit, and I'm very excited about that. It's got a space theme, and that's cool, and it's got some just cool minifigs to go along with it. I'm very excited about that. But yeah. I was happy to receive those. That'll be the thing that'll always jump the queue, just like any other thing bought off my wish list or whatever, because I didn't pay for it. I do know that someone bought a kit off my Amazon wish list, but it has not arrived because I believe it did not have Prime shipping, just free shipping, and it might have been coming from Japan. So I don't know when I'm going to get that, but whenever I do, that'll also jump the queue because that's the least I can do. But yeah, it's a very rare thing. And the kits look cool. I believe there's one more Lego set coming my way. And that's awesome because I will certainly build it. And then one offered the Ghostbusters, the Kate McKinnon version of the Ghostbusters, that Ecto-1, which I built on stream. It was one of the first Lego sets I built on stream. And it's also worth quite a bit of money. So I was like, hey, you should just sell that on eBay because that's a good one. People will pay some money for that. All right, we got some feet there, and it got feet. Let's see. In video game / wrestling news on Thursday, we'll talk about any highlights from Gamescom, particularly probably the All Elite Wrestling, because it looks like that will be playable for the first time at Gamescom. So I'm sure that there will be, we'll have some conversation about that, which does mean that Evil Uno of the Dark Order from AEW will be at Gamescom, going to Germany, and will not be competing this Friday on Dynamite, which is taped on Wednesday. But whatever, you know what I mean by that. Which was a bit of a shame. Because I would have liked Evil Uno to be in the trios, but there are 4 people. Yeah, there are 5 people in the Dark Order, 4 of them which are active wrestlers, and one of which is a child. Or no, there 6. Yeah, whatever. There are people in the Dark Order, uh, but there are 4 dudes in the Dark Order that can actively wrestle. So that is a shame. That's a shame and a bummer that he'll be missing. I hope he enjoys Gamescom. I hope that AEW game is better than it looks because it doesn't look that good. So I'm hoping that it plays really well and is really fun. That's my hope. I don't know. One is a child. So, Mingle, the collective known as the Dark Order, their leader, it was revealed. They existed for a while in AEW, and they found out their leader was Mr. Brody Lee, who was Luke Harper in WWE. And he did, unfortunately, pass away. And so his young son is the current head of this group, the Dark Order, which is very touching and nice. And he comes out with them, and he has a mask because there's some of them are masked and some of them aren't, and it's awesome, and it is a lovely tribute because he is, yes, it is very wholesome and very cute. The Evil Uno is number 1, and then they had numbers for the various members, and then Brody would be 0, so he's -1. Which also -1 is a great name for a wrestler. But yeah, it is very sweet what they have done to honor his family. Very good. But anyway, so anytime they're near where he lives, he'll show up, and it's nice. It's fun. It's a good bit of business. We like that. All right, so I need D in here now. Working on these legs. Getting these big old honkers together here. And then we need G as well. So we'll get that out. Someday my filing system will be better than it is. It used to be I used to have this table used to be very long. But the problem with that long table was it was rocky and shaky. And that was bad. So I had to pull back on that and I replaced it with this smaller table, which means that all my sprues would go over here, over here. But that's where my third monitor is, because if I have 3 monitors on this table, it also shakes, defeating the whole purpose of having a smaller desk. So instead, I move my monitor to where I would like these sprues to be, and that doesn't work. So what I really need, honestly, what I need is another smaller table on this side, and then have all my sprues right here so I can just grab them instead of having them kind of behind me. Kind of behind me is a very poor place for this, but that's where we're at right now. I'll figure it out at some point. I'll get a better system to keep these sprues so that I can get them without having to constantly move my arms further back than I would like. All right, working on these legs here, getting these legs together, getting all this stuff together here. There. All right, other things we can talk about. In the world of professional wrestling, Jeff Jarrett apparently wrapped up his time as senior vice president in charge of live events for the WWE. And the person stepping into that role is the Road Dogg, Jesse James. It is very funny because Jesse James, the Road Dogg, has been out there publicly tweeting about how he couldn't get a call in with Tony Khan from AEW, and how he was he watches the show and he sees the stuff that he knows he could make better, but he can't get a call, he can't get a job doing that. And it was very all right, Road Dogg, come on, you don't tweet that shit. What are you doing here? And then he ended up, boom, Jeff Jarrett's out, Road Dogg's back in. Road Dogg has worked in WWE before. It's strange, but it is also very funny if you know your history of that element of professional wrestling. That the Road Dogg came into WWE years ago as the roadie. He was Jeff Jarrett's roadie. That was his, like, instead of being a manager or an assistant, he was the roadie. Which then it turned out that Jeff Jarrett wasn't singing the song that we all heard. Jeff Jarrett had sang a country song, but really it was the Road Dogg who was the singer. Which is it was a whole storyline. But yeah, in the end, the roadie wins. And then there's speculation that Jeff Jarrett is going to start a promotion with Conrad Thompson, based loosely or fully based on continuing the nightmare that is trying to make a promotion out of people's last matches, the Ric Flair's last match show, turning that into like an event. There is rumor and speculation that is what's going to happen with Jeff. Yikes. But at least Road Dogg has got a job because nepotism still exists. Triple H taking over creative does not end nepotism. It is still a thing. I'm going to see wrestling on Sunday. This Sunday, I will go see House of Glory with Eddie Kingston in the main event. I'm very excited about that because I have not seen live-ass wrestling in quite some time. So that's going to be cool as hell to see some live-ass wrestling. It has been a minute. Oh, so this is part of the bottom part of the leg. Okay. I'm figuring this out now. I'm getting this. Okay. But yeah, I've not seen live-ass wrestling since very early in 2020. I'm very excited to see it. The undercard has some stuff that I'm also excited about. There's wrestlers I have not seen in a very long time. I'm going to go look for the tweet so that I can talk to you about the House of Glory show. House of Glory. Glory. There it is. Nope, that's one. House of Glory Wrestling. There are some people that I've never heard of because they are locals, which is fine because that's cool. Bandito. I've never seen Bandito wrestle. I'm very excited to see Bandito wrestle live against Loki. Not as excited about Loki. I've seen Loki wrestle. Amazing Red versus Malachi Black. Very excited about that. Years since I've seen Amazing Red. Never seen Malachi Black wrestle live. And then also Fatu versus Brody. That's Brody King versus Fatu. That's going to be a goddamn thing. And then main event, Eddie Kingston versus Naomichi Marufuji from All Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah. That's a classic in the making. Unbelievably great card. So very excited about that. At Terminal 5 in New York City, venue that I've seen They Might Be Giants at Terminal 5, and also all sorts of independent wrestling. That venue puts on some shows. That is a variety-ass venue. Speaking of wrestling, says Dirty. Hey, Dirty. I went to eat dinner at the folks' place with my good sister's clan that were visiting. And we ended up reminiscing about old WWF Dynasty families. Also, up at the time, my stepmom used to answer all the 911 calls that came in from the Von Erich's place when she was dispatcher in Denton. Yeah. Rest in peace, many, many members of the Von Erich family. That was a troubled household. And however people find peace is not my it's not my place to judge. But yeah, that is a really sad thing. It makes total sense that Kenny just went to Hawaii and lived in Hawaii and just that's not as far away. That's as far away, that's pretty far away to just be like, I don't live in Texas. I live in Hawaii with my wife and my kids who are going to be wrestlers. But yeah, that is Yes. So there are two grandsons, the Von Erich grandsons, and there's also, I believe their older sister wrestles or wrestled, but the Von Erich boys were at Ric Flair's last match. The card, they were in the undercard for that, which makes sense. But yeah, they are still a wrestling family. There is several third generation wrestlers continue the legacy, as it were. All right, so this goes on like this. Okay. But yeah, I mean, generational wrestlers is quite a few. The legacies continue. There are NXT has a fourth generation wrestler right now. The Rock's daughter is in the Performance Center / NXT, and she's a fourth generation wrestler. I don't think she's the first, because but the way the cousins and the Anoa'i family work, she might be the first fourth generation in WWE, because I think technically so many people were. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, she retired. Okay, Dirty. Yeah, I did not know that. I guess actually, as I'm thinking about it, no. The Usos would be fourth generation, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, there's some people that have wrestled for a long time. There's lots of wrestlers doing it that their parents done did it and their grandparents done did it, or their uncles or whatever. The pedigrees continue for many generations of pro wrestlers. Let's see other things we can talk about here. If you are a fan of the Project Cars franchise, Project Cars and Project Cars 2, that shit's getting delisted. Project Cars 2 gets delisted in September. Project Cars gets delisted in October. According to Slightly Mad, they will continue to work online in multiplayer. You'll still be able to play it online, and you will still be able to access your game, and that will work. But you won't. But once we get into September and October, those games will probably not see updates, and they will certainly not see future sales. And they say it is due to expiring car and track licenses, which I would assume means that EA was like, hey, you don't get to keep doing this like this. Now, what does this say for Project Cars 3? Well, we don't know. One would hope that there would continue to be a Project Cars 3, but we don't know. If you've been waiting to get into Project Cars 2, because I think it's 5 years old at this point. If you've been like, I've still just been enjoying Project Cars, now might be the time to get on board. You've got some time to buy it, which I appreciate that they did give time for people to, I assume. Now, actually, I should say, I did not check. They might still not sell it, but it has not been delisted yet. So good luck to you. That is a shame. Also, what appears to be a shame is the new Saints Row is apparently okay at best. Game Informer seemed to like it, but everybody else seems to really not like it. And now, they seem to not like it for numerous ways. Bugs, like game-breaking bugs, like Dan Reichert had hit a bug where he can only walk. He can't get into vehicles, shoot, jump, interact with anything. And it affected previous saves. So Dan could not continue to play the game. Which I don't know if you know this or not. That's bad. Lord Crashes says, I'm getting Saints Row in from GameFly, which is the amount of commitment I'm willing to make. Yeah. And then people were like, they should have gone with Game Pass instead of Epic. And I understand. Like, I was seeing some people go, like, just be like, hey, it's a bummer that it's an Epic exclusive. I'm like, is that what the bummer is? They got money to make the game from Epic to be an exclusive. Like, who knows if the game would have actually happened if they had not been given this a bit of a boost there. Volition, like, who knows? Many people that you loved that made the games, the Saints Row 3 and to a certain extent 4. Look, I love 3. I thought 2 was awesome. I thought 3 was incredible. I thought 4 was like, 4 should have just been more 3 DLC. But some of the superpower stuff, I've now come back to like a lot because no one else was doing it. Also because Crackdown 3 was not good. That 4 has elevated itself for me over time in that they eventually made something that I could get behind. I need to see here. The GAT Goes to Hell I didn't think was that good because I didn't. They were like, hey, you can play as GAT or you can play as like the computer hacker. And I was like, what about playing as the boss? The thing that, your self-insert. The thing I like about the game. Like, oh, no, you can't do that. It's like, oh, weird. Anyway, apparently this is a buggy-ass mess. It is buggy all over the place. And then there are people who are just like, performance doesn't seem great on it. And people are like, well, it's a cross-generational game. It's like, well, tough shit. The new gen has been out for a while. I'm not going to be like, oh, boo-hoo about that. The other thing about it that seems, in my opinion, pretty fucking bad is that it seems like it's a bad open world game. I'm just going to wait on it to be patched and I'll get it later. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the other thing. I hope it gets patched. I hope Volition continues to exist because who the fuck knows? They haven't had any bangers. And yes, they were embraced, but like, who the fuck knows? But yeah, I hope they get patches. I hope they get a chance to make things good and right. But apparently the open world is like empty, like there's just nobody around. Which is like for 2022 feels very bad. That feels like a bad thing. And then some people have enjoyed some of the side quest stuff. Some people enjoyed their time with it. Other people have hated the dialogue, but also some people hated the dialogue in the past. I think the main plot of who you are, I'm not going to get into plot elements here from what I have read about it, seems ill-advised and not in a like, haha, they went there, but just in a fundamental like, look, one of the reasons why 3 is as good as it is because while certainly 4 had its charm, or GTA 4 had its charm, GTA 4 was like a very like, it was a bloody, brutal immigrant story. And I think some people were like not up for 4. I think GTA 4 is fantastic, but I know some people were looking for an alternative to GTA 4, which Saints Row the Third was an alternative to that and that vibe. And so some people really gravitated toward that. But like GTA 5 and then to a much more broad thing, GTA Online is, in my opinion, a better Saints Row the Third. So if you really wanted that, I don't know, you got it already? So it's like, what's the new Saints Row going to be if it's not trying to be cool, fun, like what Saints Row 4 isn't? Like I don't know what I mean. So what GTA 4 isn't? Like I don't know. I don't know what that ends up being, except like, does Does it make sense to do a Saints Row in 2022? I don't know if it does. I mean, there's probably a place for it. I just don't know if they nailed that. Again, I don't know. I haven't played it. I've only read a bunch of reviews and watched some reviews and kind of didn't feel the trailers that they had put out in the demos. Yeah, I'm wondering how Embracer will be with that stuff. Hopefully not on an Activision Blizzard style. This doesn't do good enough. You are a support for this other studio forever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people left Volition over the many years, and so who knows what the passion is there for GTA, or not for GTA, for Saints Row in the first place. I don't know. I can't tell you that, but everything I know a few people that were like, the nicest thing I saw was someone being like, it's silly and fun and I like it. I don't know why some people are so hard on it. Also, yeah, there are a lot of bugs that made me angry. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why people didn't like it. I liked GTA until I got into a 30-minute long mission, died, and realized there were no checkpoints. Yes, there is a mission in GTA 4 as where you are rescuing your cousin who... I understand why, you want to say family, but this motherfucker. And it's like a whole fucking, like, enter this building, get the job done. You got to kill a lot of people in that building. You got to kill a lot of people in that goddamn building to save your cousin. Ugh. There is a mission similar to that in Fallout 4, but you can bring a companion and also another guy. And you kind of have to keep them alive, but that's much easier. There are way less dudes in that version of it. So, but I just remember that one being a nightmare. There are a few other ones that were bad with the not having a checkpoint in it, but that one I remember being very egregious. I did that a lot and got very frustrated. I may have eventually just cheated because they still had cheats. So, I don't know. All right, let's try to get this piece together here. I don't know what's going on with this, but yeah, I wasn't a day one for Saints Row or anything. I mean, I did get the I downloaded the like Boss Maker, and I have a couple like designs that I thought were fun. But I don't know. All right, let's see if this has to be, let's see, that goes like that. So this is gonna go like that, and then this should theoretically just snap right in, but it doesn't want to. So I gotta like see if I'm doing this wrong or right. I mean, I'm doing it wrong because it's not working, but it's like, what am I doing wrong about this? And again, when I figure this part out, it'll be easier for the other one. It'll just work better because I'll have understood what I did wrong. Alex Navarro just tweeted about playing Saints Row for a couple hours, and the only nice thing he likes about it is that it opens with, I left my wallet in El Segundo. I believe that I have heard that there are some good rap songs on the radio in there. Apparently the radio has some good tunes. It may or may not contain the song Annie Up, which would be fucking rad if it does. I can't confirm or deny that Annie Up is in there, but it sounds like it might be. Just a fucking good song. So I don't know, but maybe the music. Oh, there we go. I got it. Great. Maybe the music licensor people did good work. I don't know. But also, yeah, I mean, I Left My Wallet in El Segundo is a good song, so hell yeah. Okay, so it's got to go like this. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel, but first I got to build this thing, put this in, see if this works. And then, of course, it's Manga Monday, and also the usual talk about anime in the second hour. Hey, that came together nice and easy. Hooray. We got one more part to put on here. And then we'll continue, and then we'll be building some other components that we got to do. We need D here. D. Almost done with D, and then we can not have to deal with this. Once we start reducing the sprues, it'll be a lot easier for me to continue to build this. But yeah, I wasn't like, look, Saints Row 4 was not Saints Row 4. Saints Row was on my list of games to be interested in, but it wasn't. I didn't pre-order the game. I'm not like, oops, hold on. Oh no. Almost fell out of my chair there. That was fun. I'm not like devastated that Saints Row isn't like an A+ banger. I'm sure that it'll be dumb fun and there will be some cringe. But I'm not like heartbroken that it isn't like a game of the year contender. But at the same time, like I said, it would have been nice if it was great. Would have been real nice if it was a barn burner and whipped ass. But it does not seem like it does. And that's what you gotta do. Not every game is gonna be a banger. Not every game is gonna be a top tier, coolest thing in the world. Some games are just okay. It's tough to pay full price for an okay video game, which is why I still have not bought the WWE game from this year. I am still waiting for it to go under, like, the lowest it's been is 40. And so I'm waiting. I'm definitely waiting for it to go lower than 40 before I pick that up. Because I can't see myself spending $40 on that game. Just from what it is and what it entails. And then I'm sure I would also want to probably buy a little DLC here and there. But I'm not gonna. I'm just not gonna. Again, we'll take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. We'll talk about ways you can support the channel. We'll come back and start working more on these legs. And then we start getting the ankles and stuff together here. Get that all straightened out. Looks like we're going to finish the legs tonight, which is nice. I don't know what's after that. I want to skip ahead a bit here. Oh yeah, there's plenty of leg parts that we haven't done yet. So we should still finish the legs, and maybe we'll get into the waist. I don't know, and we'll get into the weird. This kit's waist includes claws because it transforms, and that's where the claws go. Are the side skirts. So hopefully the side skirts on this kit are sturdy, because sometimes those are a failure point on model kits. So hopefully this is not one of them. Hopefully they figured that out. I didn't. I went to clean up these panel lines, and they're panel lines I didn't make yet. That's fun. All right. Fobwatch seems to be watching One Piece and is saying on Twitter that Usopp is worse than Yamcha 230 episodes into One Piece. So, Usopp has bigger swings and does way cooler shit than Yamcha does, but they are bookended by Usopp being annoying and cowardly, which Yamcha isn't. Yamcha just disappears and then dies sometimes. He disappears sometimes, he dies sometimes. But often, Usopp is just there being annoying. And then there's like, now, the mysterious sniper, Soga King, is incredible. Wish that he was around more. Wink, wink. But yeah, Usopp goes through like developments that are cool and fun, but then he also has a lot of whiny shit. And Yamcha's not whine. Like, look, Yamcha doesn't even whine about the girl that he had been dating, breaking up with him, and becoming a mother with a guy that is clearly just evil. Yamcha doesn't even complain about that shit. Yamcha is a trooper. There are other words I could use to describe Yamcha in that particular context, but I won't. Whereas Usopp is like, hey, I'm going to leave and keep because of a boat. My personal issues with y'all and this boat. I'm out of here. And then I'm going to be real annoying about it. Yamcha's worst bits are in Dragon Ball, where he's extreme anxiety as a weird short-term bandit. Look, Yamcha. Here's the thing. Yamcha being terrified to talk to a woman is one of the biggest character is legitimately some of the only character depth in Dragon Ball. Everyone else is very like, my grandpa's dead. Bulma is going on. Bulma is an incredible scientist who wants to wish for a boyfriend. Like, Puar just thinks Yamcha is great. Literally, Puar, one of 2 shapeshifters in the series, of which there are 2. There are only, as far as we know, 2 people that can shapeshift in Dragon Ball. And we meet both of them. But Puar just thinks Yamcha is great. That's all Puar has going for at all. Oolong had dreams. They didn't work out too great for Oolong, but Oolong had dreams. So Yamcha having a character bit that he is scared of talking to girls, that's something. He's got something going on. A lot of Dragon Ball characters don't have shit. Or their thing is they're perverts. So it's like, I'll take I can't talk to women over I'm a pervert anytime as a character trait. Jesus. Too many goddamn perverts at Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is just full of perverts. Let's see. Krillin. Yes, Krillin is a opportunist. Who has was a bully. He was a bully that is looking to bully, because that is what happens to bullies, is if they cannot break the chain, they become bullies themselves. Krillin is looking to take advantage and bully Goku, and then Goku is too awesome and he can't. And then because they train together, Krillin is just like, all right, I like you. I guess I won't be an asshole. But it turns out one of the reasons he came to Master Roshi is because he had been bullied so much. But yes, it's just an opportunist. Just a ball of opportunists. Opportunicity. That's not a word. Anyway, now's the part of the stream where I stop talking about Dragon Ball Z and start talking about all the ways that you can support this channel. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know you were a subscriber. Show off those cool emotes. If you get the blue emote, if you're a tier 2, if you're a Wrist fan, basically. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here. We are currently at 42 subscribers right now, which rules. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. I appreciate you very much. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can, using Cash Money, or using your Prime Gaming token. If you Amazon Prime, you link that with your Twitch, you get some token. You can use that for a streamer. Use it for me. Please use it if you're not at all, but use it for me. You could gift a sub to somebody in the community. Firestar Man and Bobby Dice Roller and Aristophan are all gifters. You could join them. Bits and coins always appreciated. There's nobody at the top of my my cheer leaderboard. If you want to do that, you could. That'd be nice. I would appreciate that. That would be chill as hell. There are other ways to support what I do here. If you don't want to do it via Patreon, I got options. As I mentioned, I have a you can do it on Patreon, as I said, because I have options there. I mentioned earlier that I have a Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear, $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. Different rewards for the different tiers. Catch it. Get into it. Get up to it. Jump in on my Patreon. You'll get an exclusive Q&A this week. YouTube.com/PatBear is my YouTube. You can join that. We will get back to model kit building. This is only going to be a couple minutes of me just promoting myself for a couple minutes here, and then we'll get back into building. YouTube.com/PatBear. Subscribe. It's free. Please subscribe. I make videos every week, all the time, so you should check it out. And you can join there. and once I get $100, I get a payout there. I am like halfway to. I think I'm 50. I'm almost $60, I believe. So I'm getting there. I'm getting close to another payout, which I will use to buy model kits. Also, if those monthly options don't work for you, not mean anything, don't work for you. What about a direct donation? Sorry, pardon me. You could directly donate through PayPal or Stream Elements or Coffee, and everything I make through direct donations through my monthlies, which is AdSense and regular payments on YouTube, becoming a member there, Patreon or Twitch. Everything goes into a fund, and I take money out of the fund and I buy model kits. This Raider that I pre-ordered, I would not have been able to pre-order the Raider Gundam Full Mechanics without your generosity, and I appreciate you very much. Now, earlier I talked about how a friend sent me some Lego, my buddy Adam, so I'm going to be able to build some Lego. Truth is, if you want to jump the queue, like Adam's Lego is going to jump the queue, the easiest thing to do is buy something from my Amazon wish list, and then I'll make a video about what you bought, and it'll also jump the queue and become the next thing that I built. I've got Lego sets on here, model kits of all shapes and sizes and price. Inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits that have free shipping, kits that have Amazon Prime shipping, which is different. Thing I want to highlight is the Astray blue frame, because I've built a lot of red frames, haven't really built many blue frames. That's a fun kit, and I like that kit, so I wouldn't mind building that at all. If that's something you'd like to buy, you can do that. This dropped in price, so I'm gonna move it. The Farsay Gundam high grade is from Gundam Age is currently $41 or $42, as you say. So that's a good little price there. So I'm gonna move that down. It's still very expensive for high grade, but it's cool. And there's some gear at the bottom because it's nice to have gear. So consider that. See if there's anything there you'd like to see me build on stream. See if you want to pick that up. Now, people have asked me for an alternative to Amazon, and I made one. I got a Throne wish list. And then no one's ever bought anything off my Throne wish list, which is also fine. You don't have to, but someday someone will. But it's a more curated list. You can check that out. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up YouTube? You can find all this in the show description, all these links. If you're watching this later on the VOD here on Twitch, just open up chat and take a look. And then USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card to them. Then you send me a DM on Twitter with that gift card code that you got in your email. And then I'll build something with that code. It's easy. It doesn't have to be complicated, friends. That's one way that it will just work. So see if that is something that you would be interested in doing. Are there other things that I want to say? Yes. A way to support me for free. We will get to model kit building very soon. A way to support me for free is to join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. It is a very nice community of people. I'm very blessed about how so many awesome people hang out in the Discord. So consider jumping in there if you haven't already. As far as video links for you to check out, Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you want recommendations of anime to watch this season, I talk about the summer season and some stuff, and also talk about the spring season, because the summer season isn't particularly wonderful, but there's a few bangers. And then Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where I read an article online, often Wikipedia, and then I try to remember everything I can from said article and then talk to you about it in an entertaining and maybe educational manner. And this was about the disambiguation page for The Boys Are Back in Town. Because even though The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy should just be what it redirects to, there are other songs named The Boys Are Back in Town. There's also a book named The Boys Are Back in Town, but the movie based on that book only called itself The Boys Are Back, which is smart of them. I can't believe so many other artists were like, you know what? Let's call our song The Boys Are Back in Town. That's not a famous song or anything. Unbelievable. Anyway, watch that. I think it's pretty good. The one that's coming up this Wednesday, I'm really excited about. If you're a $5 or $10 patron, you get that tomorrow. If you're a $2 YouTube member, you get that tomorrow. So take a look at that. All right, we're going to talk about some manga and some anime. I think we'll start with the anime, and then we'll get to the manga after. I'm going to drink a little water, and then we're going to talk about some anime, and we'll get into that. But before I do that, I have to dramatically transition into the next scene by drinking some water. And here we go. Oh, I'm seeing Hell Yeah, Johnny Gargano. I believe I'm gonna say that means that Johnny Gargano is on Raw. That Johnny Gargano has returned to WWE, which would make sense. I'm just gonna assume that. Late breaking news, I don't know, but I assume that's what that means. I just assume. I just saw Dan Riker tweet, "Hell yeah, Johnny Gargano." So I assume that means that Johnny is back because tonight is Monday night and there's Raw is happening. There you go. So much content is dropping tomorrow. Well, there you go. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some anime while I continue to work on these legs. We have one more section that we can do ahead of time here before we start connecting the dots and putting these parts together and getting this together. I think this is all the G I need. It's just these, and then we'll move on. So let's talk about Parallel World Pharmacy. This is it's a look. Both the shows I'm talking about right now, both these animes are isekai. So I'm going to talk to you about two isekai, and see if that's something that that as you listen to it, if this appeals to you. Parallel Pharmacy is about a pharmacist who he was a medical researcher, pharmaceutical researcher, died, reincarnated as a young boy. In a world where there's magic. So not only does he have his extensive knowledge of medicines from his time as a medical researcher in Japan, he also has all this cool ass magic abilities, and he's got like divinity from God and could do from a god, I should say, not like the single god. I believe there are many gods, but the god of medicine is basically just like, oops, oh no, there, sorry, just dropping things all over the place. The god of medicine is basically just like, hey, here's some powers. Use them wisely. We need G and C and F and I. So here's F and I. And then we'll get C. Anyway, the church found out about this dude and the fact that he can not only create things, he can like delete things. He's got like negative abilities and negating abilities. And that shouldn't happen, and that shouldn't be a thing. So they're just like, yeah, Gargano's back in WWE. Okay, there you go. That makes sense. Good for him. He took a break. He enjoyed himself. Was there for his child, for a while, and now he's back. Especially with like Dexter Loomis being there, which was like his quote unquote son-in-law, which was fun. Good for him. Have fun, Johnny. Hopefully he gets to do some cool shit, and his body's not that banged up. Anyway, back to this. So the church found out, and we got this a Grand Inquisitor, which is, hey, just so you know, even if you've not followed history, Inquisitors, that's not good. They don't ask a lot of questions. They make a lot of decisions on people. Anyway, the Grand Inquisitor and the priest are basically like, this dude's evil, even though he's a child. He's evil because he's doing magic that we think is heretical. So we gotta fight this guy. Maybe he's a evil. And to his credit, Pharma is like gonna stop all these attacks. I'm gonna defend myself. Hey, I'd like to solve this peacefully. Why don't you just back off? You don't know what you're talking about. This fight is animated very well. I will give them credit. It is the various attacks, their tag team attacks that everyone's doing. Everybody's, all of these, they are trying to, murder a child. They don't think he's a child, but they are still, they're still trying to, erase him. But the art is really good. It's a really vibrant fight. Maybe he's a little long in the tooth, but it's still a good fight. All right, I got to get this connected. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. This looks like this. This looks like this. And this is going to just slide in. This whole kit has a whole lot of like, I understand what this wants to do, but I don't understand the best way to do it. This kit's got a lot of finickiness to it that I'm not super thrilled on. The top half of this kit, the shoulders were a little weird, but the arms were, and the chest and the head were all very easy to put together. I guess there was one part of the chest that did take me a long time to do and did make me kind of furious. So I guess every part of this kit, every segment of this kit has had one part that I'm like, what do you want from me, model kit? And I guess that's where we're at now, is I'm not sure what you want from me, model kit. Anyway, the fight is beautiful. Eventually, they see the mark of the god that has blessed him, and they're like, oh shit. You're like an incarnation of the deity. Oh shit. We fucked up. You're like our god. You're like our god become man. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, we screwed up. And then, as a quote unquote apology, Solomon, the Grand Inquisitor, is like, well, the best thing for me to do right now is to kill myself. To which obviously our doctor is like, hey, fucking don't. Hey, what if you didn't? What if you didn't kill yourself? So he prevents that from happening. And he's just like, yeah, y'all gotta go. Let's see. He also performs emergency surgery on one of the Inquisitor's legs. Of the Inquisitor's leg. And then there's a staff. He got a new staff. And then he also got a talisman, which suppresses the aura around him, which is going to be pretty beneficial for our dude. Just be like, maybe blend in a little bit more. So I want 8 here. So that's good. So it's good that he's going to blend a little bit. And then he's like, I'm not going to tell people about this shit. Because that makes sense that you don't know. And then, much later, he's like, actually, I'm now a bishop now, so I'll be able to cover this stuff up better. Which is good. Because he's like, people aren't going to stand that. Also, it's going to be fucking weird and hard to explain to people who you are and what exactly you're doing. So let's just keep this shit on down low. He is running into an issue, though. The guild is refusing to grant him the rights to sell his treatments to the public. They want it to be controlled more. And so now he's going to start working with some... he's going to basically start a new guild. Because instead of dealing with them. But also, so a young lady, one of the people that he wants to work with, she suddenly becomes gravely ill. Out of nowhere. So there's going to be a new mystery to solve. And hopefully our dude will be able to solve that. So again, the fight was really good. There haven't been a lot of battles in this because it's not really a battle anime. It is an isekai with action and magic, but it's also about a person who just wants to be a doctor and who maybe doesn't want to rely on his unbelievable weird magic abilities and would kind of rather focus on just being a good doctor. That lost his sister in, when he was in Japan, in that life, and now has a younger sister in this life and wants to protect her, protect his family, and help people. It's just like, but also has remarkable abilities that people are gonna be fucking terrified of. So it's the whole thing. I like it. I think Parallel World Pharmacy is pretty fucking strong as far as shows go. All right, so that's gonna go like that. That's gonna go like that. All right, we're gonna panel line the little bit of red here with our brown marker. There's not a lot, but we'll hit these marks here. Hit these marks. Hit these marks, and then great. All right, and we'll clean that up in a second. The other anime that I would like to talk to you about that I watched an episode of is My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. Now, I originally planned to watch... I'm one episode behind on the show. I originally planned to get caught up on it, but I've decided not to do that because it comes out on Mondays, and I won't be able to watch next Monday because I just don't think I'm going to have time to watch that episode. So I will watch it before I go to New York. The episode, so the episode that like I'm behind one on. So even though I'll miss one, that's available as of today. So even though being a week behind actually is going to help me. Eventually, I will just watch 2 in a row and get caught up, especially towards the end of the season. But right now, I am kind of happy that I am a week behind on that because that won't really affect anything. And then I'll just find time on Sunday probably to watch Parallel World Pharmacy because that is a Sunday show. And I do believe I will have time on Sunday before I go watch wrestling because I don't have a lot planned for that Sunday. So I should be able to watch that. And if not, that's fine. And now is the part of the stream where I talk to you about manga. That's right, it's Manga Monday, and I've got 2 manga to talk to you about. Well, technically, I have a manga and a manhwa. I've got a Korean comic, and I've got a pretty damn good isekai as well. But we'll start with the return of the SSS-Class Ranker. How do I describe this genre? This fucking genre of anime is, of manhwa is so weird, and I'm like trying to like figure out the best way to describe it to you. There's a subgenre of not reincarnation, time travel. It's not reincarnation. Usually it is death, but instead of reincarnating or transmuting to another world, it's a story of somebody going back in time. That's very popular, right? Murin, the martial arts world, dungeons and being in a guild, all of those things. There are lots of stories about that. Those are very popular. But returning to the past, sometimes returning to the past because there are guilds, and you were like an F rank, and then you got a special ability, you went back in time, and now you can be an S rank and be the fucking best, and everyone's gonna like think you're great and awesome. That certainly is plentiful in these kinds of stories. But the thing I'm talking to you about in this one is a weird subgenre that I don't necessarily think I like, but I am interested in exploring, which is going back in time so you can be better or good again at a video game. That's the plot of Return of the SSS-Class Ranker. The ranking is being the top solo player in a virtual MMO. And why? That's the big question that I don't have a good answer to. Why is this a genre? Why is this a fucking thing? Why are people so like? I understand that video games and being good at video games is like a status symbol in youth Korean culture. I understand that. I get that. But I don't. I guess I don't quite understand why it is a focal point for multiple manhwa. Like, it's not just like one or two, it's like a lot of them. A lot of manhwa that I have read are about returning to the past and righting the wrongs of your MMO RPG, especially virtual ones. Some of them are just playing games, but this one's like the virtual one. And it's like, I don't know why you have to be the very best, like no one ever was. And you travel back in time to make things right. Because the MMO is a training sim created by the system for when the gate happens. Yes, dirty. It's totally... Now, I should say, our main character, he dealt with a guild. A guild came out of nowhere, and some of the best players in the world, they weren't individually stronger than him, but together, collectively, they were. And these people that had also been solos suddenly came together. So I am assuming that at some point, it will reveal why this happened, and there will be a greater purpose behind it. But so far, there hasn't been a greater purpose. It's just been that, like, they fucked with him a lot and kept ganking him, and, like, eventually he died, or he just traveled back in time. But either way, this dude travels back in time, and his first thought is like, ooh, well, now I'll be able to level up faster because I know all the hidden quests. I know I can be the first to go to this place, and I can be the first to do this thing. And he even discovers things he's never heard of. He unlocks things that he's never experienced. But you have to I have to remind you that all of these things that he's doing and all these cool adventures he's going on are all in a virtual reality thing. There is a hint. There is a moment where his ex-girlfriend looks to talk down to him, and in the past he was heartbroken about that, but now he's just like ha ha ha. And I was like, all right, a little more of that could be interesting. Like, does he have any in his life? Does he have any like personal issues that he can like now, like, oh, I didn't take care of this in the past, but now that I'm back, I can. It's like, no, it's really focused on now that I know where all of the cool quests are and the hidden dungeons, and I'm going to get really strong. It left on a cliffhanger of him running into, like, a guild with a dude who, or they're gankers. They're like, and he ran into somebody who he knows in the future will become a top member of this guild. And he's running to him now, and it's like, all right, well, maybe that'll be something, but it probably won't be anything. He'll probably just like have to fight all of them, and maybe there'll be like a hint of what's coming on. I don't know. I do wonder. Also, how did he fucking travel back in time? How did he do over? Is that important to know? Does that mean anything? Is it something that like eventually there will be a revelation about that, and we'll know why? I don't know. I don't know if I like this or not. It's interesting. I don't know if it's good. The art is pretty fun. Also, he's not likable. And look, you don't have to be likable to be a main character, but it helps some. Like, this dude is just like, I'm mad because I was the number one, and I would have been number one on my own, but all these people like conspired together to take me down. And it's like, who the fuck? I guess it is. I guess it comes down to, right? I don't think the premise is worth my time, really, because these premises just are like, what? So I think that's it, and I think that's like maybe not fair of me, but that is what I'm bringing to this. Is just I'm like, which isn't a fun way to be, but that's where I'm at with Return of the SSS-Class Ranker. yeah, just not feeling it. Wish I did feel it. Not feeling it. Wait, why is this? Oh, I have this upside down. I was like, why is this not working? We'll panel line this a little bit here. The other thing that I've been reading, which I really like and I want to talk to you about, is something I really recommend, which is I Became a Magical Cheat Witch, Creative Magic Life in Another World. So yeah, this is a reincarnation. It is a very slow, there's some action in it, certainly, but it's also just like, I don't know, it's just a story about like a young girl just trying to fucking make it work and trying to like find her way, just trying her goddamn best to survive and understand. She's a creation magic, so like she's like creating skills to make her MP increase and give her like she had like a one-use fire spell, but that she staff that she learned how to use fire magic, and she's just kind of like getting better at that and not realizing how strong she is. One of the best parts of it is that she crafted a golem, just like a mud golem, like an earth golem, and was like, hey, I got this earth golem. And then that earth golem absorbed a dungeon core and became an earth humanoid. And now she's got a personality, and her personality is that she thinks that Ms. Witch, because for a while there she didn't have a name, she just thinks that Ms. Witch rules. She's just like, got a sword and a shield. Does she need a sword? No. She could just punch things. But she likes that sword because the witch gave her that sword. So that sword rules. And also it's just like very comforting for there are moments where our character just has like, is having a bad time and like acknowledges, oh, I'm having a very bad time. I'm lonely and I'm tired. And it takes many chapters before they meet people. Sometimes in these kind of shows or these stories, they like instantaneously like rescue people from bandits, and it's like a princess or whatever, and then it just, or you know, they save some people and they become their companions. These people are just like nice, and she saved one of them and looked after them, and so they were like, hey, we're going to town, and she's like, great, I need help understanding that. And now they're doing quests and living in this town. And it's, again, pretty slow and cool. They just fought a bunch of monsters that were going to attack the town and, like, whoop their asses. One thing I really liked is Tito, the Earth humanoid, is so strong. And she just trains at the training ground so she can, like, fight with people. But she's not hurting them. And they all really liked it. They're like, everybody's learning a lot about like defense and how to fight. Like, we can't thank you enough. We're learning so much from you, from your companion, like training with us. Like, yeah, we think that some of the newbies are going to do better out there. And it's just like, oh, that's great. Because it's basically like the guildmaster just being like, I don't think either of those girls understand that they're very strong. And I like that. I like that about this. I do like kind of the slower ones. Like, it's not like a chill anime or manga, I should say. It's not a chill manga. We finished the leg, by the way. Did get a leg completed. We'll try to get the other one completed in the next 20 minutes. It's not, yeah, I wouldn't describe this as like a really chill story, but it is like good. It is solid, and it is certainly a slice of life with some action elements, but it is not an adventure series. So I would say that if that appealed to you, I would track down I Became a Magical Cheat Witch, Creative Magic Life in the World, because I think it's pretty special. Highly recommended from your friend Pat. Okay, that's it for me recommending things. I'll talk about some video games, but I also want to hear from you about video games. Is there anything that you are watching right now, playing video games, watching any TV, watching any streaming stuff that you're like, Pat, I've been watching this thing and it fucking kicks ass? Let me know. I love hearing from you about that stuff. I love knowing what you're up to. I think I'm done with Rumbleverse. I'm just fucking terrible at Rumbleverse. I like Rumbleverse a lot. I'm happy that they got a banger on their hands, but I don't have a lot of fun with it. I have tried two-player, hoping that duos, I was doing with a friend, I was hoping that duos, or just playing with other people, I was hoping that would kind of do it for me. It is not. I just don't really like Rumbleverse. I'm happy it exists, but it's not for me. Multiverses, still playing Shaggy, still racking up the wins there. Still having a great time in Multiverses. That game continues to be fucking cool as hell. So I will say Multiverses is like the main video game that I have been playing the past couple days. I did play a bunch of Arcade Spirits, and then I deleted my progress so I can start fresh for people that haven't checked out the game, because I think that's more compelling than just like with all of the wheels off of fully going into the pattern of like the loop of the game. I think it's more fun to like explore the beginning and how you get there. So that has been really fun. Arcade Spirits, I still think it's great. I am excited to play from the beginning again tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. Saturday. Saturday I'm doing that. So I'm excited for that. Arcade Paradise. Yes, Lord Crashington. I did say Arcade Spirits. Look, Arcade Spirits is good, and the new Challengers is good. We never streamed the new Challengers. The new Challengers is also good. But I'm talking about Arcade Paradise. You're right, Lord Crashington. I said the wrong video game. Arcade Paradise is very fun and good, and I'll be streaming that on Wednesday. So I would say you should check that stream out. I mean, in general, you should just come and hang out with me on Wednesdays, but especially this Wednesday. Lord Crashington got to see Dragon Ball Super Superhero tomorrow. Oh, you're going to tomorrow. Since you won't have time before it's out of theaters. Yeah, I mean, one would hope that it might get extended a bit more because it did pretty fucking well, all things considered. It seemed to do pretty well for itself. I mean, who knows what their expectations were. It did. I mean, it's the summer, so it didn't have like a lot of competition, but seemed to do pretty okay in the old box office. So, but I could also see that even if it did do well, making way. One game features the ability for Geralt of Riviera to yell at you. Yes, indeed. That is true. But yeah, look, I'm not going to go to the movie theater. Am I making the decision to go to Terminal 5 to see a wrestling show? Yes. Do I think it will be kind of sparsely attended? I mean, it's possible it will be full, but that's a big venue. And so I'm taking my chances more with the general admission seating of like standing in the back and not worried. And I think that'll still be a better choice than the alternative, which would be to go to a movie theater that could or could not be crowded. It's possible that I go to a movie theater that's not crowded at all, but with my luck, it would be a fucking full showing of people. Who knows? When I'm in New York, it could be like that Sunday I could just go to the movie theater. I don't think that's going to happen, but I could. It could happen. Stranger things have happened. Let's see, other things I can say to you about stuff. I would love to hear from you folks in chat, what you're playing, what you're watching, what you're engaging with on the old internet, because I do love hearing about that. I mean, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm watching videos that people filmed of themselves talking about their completed van life videos. They're like, oh, here's our camper van that we converted and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I got this box truck and turned it into a bachelor pad and all of that. Like, yeah, I'm still on my bullshit. I'm still watching a lot of those again. I go through phases where I don't watch any of them, and then I go through phases where that's all I want to watch. Like, oh, we converted this toy hauler into like a camper or whatever, or yeah, we got this the fire truck emergency service vehicle the fire department emergency service vehicle, and we've converted that into a house on wheels. And you're like, okay, cool. I'll watch it. Let me know what channel it's on, or what the YouTube channel is talking about this stuff, and I'll go check it out. I try to avoid it, but because I don't want to do that. But I also like the idea of it. All right, one more part to go on here. Oops. Drop in more. Again, this is not a good solution. I do need to come up with a better way. 29 and 31. I do need to come up with a better way to get organized here and get my sprues all out, because they do sometimes just slide around, because they are on a divider unit, which is good, but they are on a mattress, which is not stable. It's a nice mattress, but it's still just on my bed right now, and that's just like not conducive. That's just not, it's not good. This is not a good setup for that. I do eventually have to figure out a better way to do this. And I will. Again, I think the solution is to get a small little table that I could just set up over here and then tear down when I don't need it. But I already have a table set up on one side. I don't want to break out the big table again, because it turns out the solution for my table shake was probably not having so much weight on the table, which now I've balanced by a card table. I don't want it to get a second card table, maybe. Okay, we got a flood of stuff people talking about here. I got some good news in the form of a bonus, and then immediately became sad because the first thing I thought of doing was paying off the last of my private student loans. It's sad when you realize your adult priorities are beginning to take over. Getting rid of loans sounds like a fucking blast. I understand you want to spend that on cool shit. But yes, you got to get rid of your student loans, because it just will eat away at you and it'll always become harder. And also, you got a bonus, but that's just a bonus. So spend it. Don't spend it all on that, but you probably want to spend some of that on that. You want to be adult about it if you can. You started the Sandman series on Netflix as Lashbrook. I haven't read the comic, but I enjoy it so far. Comic's great, but also I've heard good things. Have not checked it out. I don't have Netflix right now. Don't know when I would get Netflix again, or if I would get Netflix again. I do eventually want to see Comey Can't Communicate season 2, and I want to see Isekai Uncle from Another World. I do want to see that, which is on Netflix. So I guess eventually I will get Netflix, but I don't have any immediate plans to do that. One of the few comic series I have read more than once. Yeah, nice, Risvan. You now have Goku in Fortnite. Hell yeah. And we'll give him to shoot people, which is a very good thing to do. Yes, you'll shoot. Yep, Goku loves shooting people. I'm still working on Xenoblade Chronicles 3.1. I watched Jeff Grubb play some this morning, and I'm so far in this game, but I'm sure there's a ton more to go. It feels like watching a season of anime TV show. Yes, I've heard that is a very anime-ass video game, which is good. We like that here. All right, so this is our progress right now. We've gotten some work done here. We got the legs. Both legs are done. Arms, all that. We haven't done the waist. Can't get to the waist tonight. We will get to the waist on Thursday. I can look ahead here. Thursday, we're doing the waist. And then we're going to do the side skirts, which are also big claws for the transformation. So we'll build the big old claws. And then we'll body complete this kit. Then we have the backpack, which I think we'll finish by the end. And then my assumption is we won't get the hammer, which is not really a hammer because it's got a wire attached to it, whatever. And the shield cannon. That's a shield with guns on it, which I love. I don't think we're going to get to the weapons and all that and body complete this kit and transform it. I don't think we're going to be done on Thursday. I don't think we're going to finish this kit until the following Monday. But we're going to get close this Thursday, so we'll find out. But yeah, again, I don't think we're going to finish this shit up. But we might get pretty close to it. So We're gonna take a photo here. Come on, come on. Try to get these legs to stand up straight here. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna take a photo right now of what's what's here, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream. But I gotta do this down here so you don't see my passcode. I'll take a photo before we wrap up because I think that's fun to do. And great. Happy to take photos with my new camera on this phone. But that is going to wrap up the stream. We are going to end the stream with a raid. That is how we end every stream. I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but we do end every stream with a raid. I'm going to go find someone out there who is doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with them and see what's up. So we're going to go do that. Actually, I'll go this down just a hair. I'm going to angle that down just a hair. That's a little taller than I want it. So we'll do that. But we are going to... I'm doing it at the end of the stream. That's perfect, Pat. What are you doing? We are going to go find somebody and see what they're doing. It's Monday. We often raid Mary Kish on Mondays. So we'll see what Mary Kish is doing. Mary is playing Roller Drome. And I think that... Like I said, we often raid Mary. Let's fucking raid Mary again. Mary is playing Roller Drome, a game that looks awesome. I don't think I would ever play it, but it is fun to look at. So that's good to check out a streamer doing it. And of course, Mary fucking rules and is just a good person. And it's good to go support her. So we're going to go raid Mary here. So feel free to come along on this raid once I get that going there. Because she's rad and her stream community is very nice. Shout out to Silver Streak, who has been a subscriber here and is also a mod for Mary. So thanks everybody for being here. Please come along on this raid. You're going to have a good time hanging out with Mary. I hope you have a great time. I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.